Los Angeles, 1947, a city of dreams and dark secrets. One murder would haunt it forever. The Black Dahlia. Elizabeth Short, 22, beautiful and brutally murdered. Her body bisected, posed, drained. This is her story. Imagine strolling through a quiet Los Angeles neighborhood on a chilly January morning, only to stumble upon a sight that stops your heart. A woman's body, severed in two, drained of blood, and left like a macabre exhibit. It's 1947. This isn't a movie set, it's real. Welcome to the Black Dahlia Mystery. What really happened to Hollywood's darkest enigma? A true crime puzzle that's baffled detectives, psychologists, and dreamers for nearly 80 years. Was it a jealous lover, a serial killer, or something even more twisted? Stick around as we peel back the layers of this unsolved murder mystery. January 15th, 1947, started like any other day in LA. Sunshine, palm trees, the hum of post-war optimism. But at 10:30 a.m., a mother out walking her child near South Norton Avenue spotted something eerie in a vacant lot. Betty Berzinger thought it was a mannequin at first, until she got closer. The body was a young woman, bisected at the waist, her skin pale as marble, marked with precise cuts that screamed calculation. No blood pooled around her. It had been drained elsewhere. This wasn't a random act. Police arrived to find Elizabeth Short, 22, a would-be actress, dubbed the Black Dahlia by the press. Her dark hair and tragic beauty now a headline. Elizabeth wasn't just another face in Hollywood's crowd. Born in Boston in 1924, she chased the silver screen dream, moving west with stars in her eyes. Petite, with jet black hair and a penchant for dramatic fashion, she earned her nickname from a 1946 film, The Blue Dahlia. But her life was no script, marked by a broken home, a stint in a juvenile reformatory, and a string of short-lived romances. Psychologists later noted her vulnerability, a girl seeking validation in a city that chews up the hopeful. Her last known sighting? January 9th, at the Biltmore Hotel, smiling, unaware her story was about to end. The crime scene was a forensic nightmare. Her body was posed, legs spread, arms raised, like a deliberate message. Cuts were surgical, her face slashed from ear to ear in a grotesque grin. No fingerprints, no obvious struggle, just a chilling display. Detectives swarmed, but the lack of blood and the precision hinted at a killer with time and skill. Was it rage? Artistry? The psychology of control? Within hours, the press dubbed her the Black Dahlia, and the case exploded into a media frenzy that would shape true crime history.
LAPD launched one of the largest investigations in their history, canvassing LA, with over 400 officers. They interviewed hundreds, boyfriends, roommates, even a dentist who'd treated her. Elizabeth's past unraveled, a troubled childhood, with an absent father, a mother struggling to make ends meet, and a trail of men who might have known her too well. One lead pointed to Robert, Red Manley, the last to see her alive, a salesman who drove her from San Diego to LA. He passed a polygraph, but suspicion lingered, his alibi too convenient. Then came the letters. On January 21st, the examiner received a cryptic note. "Here is Dahlia's belongings, letter to follow." Inside were her birth certificate, photos, and a chilling promise. Days later, a packet arrived, with her social security card, smeared with what looked like blood. The sender taunted police, cutting words from magazines to form messages. Psychologists saw a pattern: a narcissist craving attention, reveling in the chaos. Was this a lone wolf, or someone with inside knowledge? The public ate it up, flooding tips with wild theories. Over 60 suspects emerged in weeks. Suspect number 1? Manley. His story checked out. He dropped her at the Biltmore, claiming she met someone else. But his nervousness under questioning raised red flags. Then there was Mark Hansen, a nightclub owner, linked to Elizabeth through mutual friends. He owned the house where she'd stayed. His possessiveness hinted at obsession. Neither panned out, but the list grew: a doctor with a scalpel skill, a drifter with a violent past, even George Hodel, whose son would later accuse him decades on. Each lead fizzled, leaving a void, filled with speculation.
Let's dive into the killer's psyche. The bisected body, the drained blood, the posed limbs. It's textbook overkill, a signature of someone asserting dominance. Forensic experts suggest the cuts required medical knowledge, pointing to a surgeon or butcher. The lack of defensive wounds implies Elizabeth was unconscious, drugged, perhaps, or killed before the mutilation. Psychologically, this points to a sadistic mind, one who saw her as a canvas for rage or fantasy. Was it personal, or was she a random victim of a predator? The letters fueled the fire. The first, postmarked January 24th, demanded publication, or more body parts would surface. It included a taunt: "Catch me if you can." Later missives claimed the killer watched the investigation unfold, even suggesting police incompetence. This wasn't just murder, it was a game. Criminal profilers today see echoes of a disorganized killer, with organized traits, impulsive yet methodical, chaotic yet calculated. Could it be someone in law enforcement, feeding off the case's publicity? One theory grips the imagination: George Hodel. In the 2000s, his son Steve, a retired LAPD detective, alleged his father, a doctor with a dark side, committed the crime. Hodel's home, bugged in a separate investigation, captured him musing: "Suppose and I did kill the Black Dahlia. They couldn't prove it now." His medical training, his LA ties, and his perverse interests aligned eerily. But evidence? Circumstantial at best. Photos, diaries, no smoking gun. The case reopened in 2019, yet Hodel's grave stayed silent. Other suspects swirled. Leslie Dillon, a bellhop with a violent streak, confessed under pressure, but recanted. His story didn't hold. Jack Anderson Wilson, a self-proclaimed psychic, led police on a wild goose chase. Over 500 people confessed over the years, from fame-seekers to the truly unhinged. Each dead end deepened the enigma, turning Elizabeth into a symbol of Hollywood's underbelly. Glamour masking despair. The Black Dahlia case didn't just fade, it haunted LA. Newspapers sold out daily, with 50 million readers devouring every detail. Elizabeth's mother, Phoebe, faced a barrage of questions, her grief exploited. The public's obsession birthed books, films, even a 1987 opera, each retelling adding layers to the myth. But for detectives, it was a wound that wouldn't heal. Over 150 leads closed, without resolution, files stretching 5,000 pages. Psychologically, the case taps into our darkest fears. A young woman, chasing dreams, cut down by a faceless monster. It's a narrative of vulnerability and power. True crime fans dissect it like a puzzle, drawn to the unknown. Was it a copycat of earlier crimes, like the Cleveland torso murderer? Or a one-off, spurred by wartime trauma, with 1940s LA awash in returning soldiers? The lack of closure fuels endless debate. In 2017, the LAPD revisited the case, using modern DNA tech. They exhumed the suspect's body, results pending, shrouded in secrecy. Rumors of a match to Hodel's lineage swirl, but no official word has come. The vacant lot is now a quiet street, yet the ghost of Elizabeth lingers, her story a siren call for every armchair detective.
Let's revisit the players. Manley's alibi held, but his jittery demeanor suggested guilt or fear of association. Hansen's jealousy painted him as a spurned lover, yet no evidence tied him to the kill. Hodel's case rests on his son's conviction, bolstered by a 1949 recording, where he mused about getting away with murder. Each suspect carries a shadow, motive, opportunity, but no proof. Consider the timeline. Elizabeth vanished January 9th, her body dumped by January 15th. The precision suggests a planned ACT, not a spur-of-moment rage. Some theorize a group, perhaps linked to LACD undercurrent, of blackmail and vice. Others point to a single mind, unhinged by rejection or obsession. Her dating history, including rumored ties to married men, offers clues, but also red herrings. The letters remain a wildcard. Were they from the killer, or a prankster riding the wave? Handwriting analysis failed to match known suspects, and the blood smear's origin is unconfirmed. Psychologists suggest a dual personality, someone who killed in silence, but craved the spotlight after. This duality keeps the case alive, a psychological chess match, with no winner.
Nearly 8 decades later, the Black Dahlia case is a cornerstone of true crime lore. It inspired the Black Dahlia, 2006, a film that captured the era's noir vibe, and countless podcasts, dissecting every angle. Elizabeth's image, dark hair, red lips, adorns merchandise, her tragedy commodified. Yet, for her family, it's a wound that never scars over. What drives this enduring fascination? It's the unknown, a murder mystery where the villain escapes, leaving us to fill the gaps. Was it Hodel's calculated cruelty? A soldier's post-war breakdown? Or a collective secret, buried in Hollywood's golden age? The lack of resolution mirrors our own fears of chaos, making Elizabeth's story a mirror to our souls. In 2023, a cold case unit hinted at new leads, but silence followed. The case file, once public, is now partially sealed, fueling conspiracy theories of a cover-up. Did LA's elite silence the truth? Or is it simply lost to time? The vacant lot where she lay is a silent witness, its history etched in whispers.
Let's piece it together. The killer knew anatomy, had a private space, and moved her body undetected. Hodel fits, his home, his skills, his arrogance. But Manley's last encounter, Hansen's possessiveness, and the letter's taunts, muddy the waters. Could it be a combination, Hodel planning, another executing? The psychology suggests a mind fractured by control and chaos, a profile that fits many, but proves none. Evidence gaps haunt us. No murder weapon, no definitive DNA. Only the body's story. The 2017 exhumation promised answers, but results linger in limbo. Some say the case is unsolvable, a testament to 1940s forensic limits. Others believe technology will crack it, turning Elizabeth's ghost into justice. The public's role can't be ignored. Tips flooded in, over 4,000 calls in the first month, yet many were hoaxes, or confessions from the mentally ill. This media circus shaped the investigation, turning a crime into a spectacle. It's a lesson in how curiosity can both illuminate and obscure the truth.
Today, Elizabeth Short is more than a victim. She's a symbol. Her case birthed the true crime genre, influencing shows like Mindhunter and fueling endless speculation. The Black Dahlia has become a cultural touchstone, her name synonymous with unsolved mysteries and Hollywood's dark side. But for Phoebe, Her mother, it was a lifetime of unanswered questions, dying in 1992 without peace. Psychologically, we're drawn to her because she represents the dream gone wrong. A girl who wanted fame, cut down by a nightmare. Every retelling, books, documentaries, even a 2019 art exhibit, keeps her memory alive, yet no closer to resolution. The case's open-endedness is its power, a riddle we can't resist solving. In 2025, with DNA tech advancing, whispers of a BRH persist. The LAPD's silence only deepens the intrigue. Is the answer in a dusty file, a descendant's confession, or a long-buried crime scene? The Black Dahlia remains an unsolved murder mystery, a testament to human curiosity, and the shadows we can't escape.
If this deep dive into Hollywood's darkest enigma gripped you, smash that like button. It keeps these true crime tales coming your way. Tell me in the comments, who do you think killed the Black Dahlia? Hodel, Manly, or someone else? Subscribe to Edge Vortex for more criminal investigations and unsolved mysteries. Next, we're tackling the Zodiac Killer's cryptic codes. Hit the bell so you never miss a twist. Thanks for joining. Stay curious, stay intrigued.